Good afternoon. Instead of doing a pictorial for the journal for today on the plants in the garden, I decided to just take everybody on a little walk through here real quick. It's a beautiful day. Sun is shining, sky is blue, and plants are blooming. Let's go take a look. Let's see if this works. Sure does. Okay. So yesterday, I finished these boxes right here. Found these on the side of the road, and I repurposed them. So what we have is they're made out of actually fence pieces, just like beds. So I had plenty of spare parts laying around, and I took some landscape fabric and put it in the bottom to hold dirt. And this one had some big cracks in the side, and so did this one. So I just put the landscape fabric in, stapled it to the sides, and it's ready for flowers. So over here we have the, let's see, these are Better Boy tomatoes. I got these at the local nursery. They're actually doing really well. The way I have them potted here is I basically have them ready to go into their permanent location. I just watered them up this morning. Same with everything else here, actually. And look at this. Got a mater. I've plucked a couple of them off. Here's another one right here. They're already producing fruit. Now, these are all indeterminate variety, and they will produce fruits for the entire summer all the way up until the first freeze. These tomato plants are cherry tomatoes, and they are ready to be transplanted also. But I've got some time. I still have to fill the last containers with soil. Here are the two that I transplanted. These are cherry tomatoes from last year, I believe, and they were in the bed. I just pulled them out when they were little seedlings and continue to watch them grow. These pots right here, I'll just so there's some light on it. These pots right here have tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. Now we got these from the store, you know, little box of tomatoes that you get. I cut one in half and put it in each one of these three pots. So we have them coming up. And we have them coming up here, and they look great. These are spaghetti squash. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and they all continue to do well. These are jalapeno peppers in this tray here. Again, they too look like they're doing good. They're growing lots of leaves and getting bigger by the day. All of these are okra that we planted from seeds. Melissa planted these. She's quite the fan of okra, so we got those. And these here are geranium seedlings, flowers. She put 6 in each one, so there's going to be a nice big bunch of flowers on these. So continue to look around. The hibiscus looks great. Flowers on these things are just awesome. I like them. They've always been a favorite. We got mint. The mint is doing great. That was given to me by my neighbor last year, and it was a little tiny pot, and I went ahead and transplanted it, and that stuff grows like weeds. Probably end up in everything else. That's okay though. All right, here we have habanero peppers. Now I topped all of the pepper plants to produce more foliage and growth, and you can see that right here. Okay, the little leaves, they come out of right here. They're growing out of everywhere. The same, here's a yellow bell pepper I topped. You see it's promoting leaf growth. So you end up with a bushier plant and more fruits, veggies, if you want to call them that. Here we have hot banana peppers. They're doing the same thing. Okay, they look great. There we have a Tabasco pepper. That has got a lot of shoots on it. Let me walk around over here. But before I get there, this tray right here and these two trays right here are filled with zinnia seeds. I just planted them yesterday. Probably be about a week or so before we see them come up. I've got 2 more mint plants. These are mojito mints. I don't know what that really means. And here I've got some more cucumbers. I transplanted these into these pots here, and they're doing great. Need to transplant those. Just waiting for more soil. Maybe next couple of days I'll do that. These are lunchbox red peppers. They're already producing little flowers and fruits. I did top these also. You can see all these little leaves up in here, and they look great. This here is a Tabasco pepper. It's the same. It's the same chili pepper they use in Tabasco hot sauce. Okay. These here are all sweet banana peppers. You can see where I topped them. It promoted all that extra leaf growth coming out in the little armpits. So that's going to be a lot of really good growth. They're looking good. This is the Tabasco pepper here, again, where we topped them all. It's promoting all that extra growth. They're rather spindly looking, but they look great now. These are all bell peppers. This is a yellow bell pepper. Okay. I think there's 2 yellows and 2 reds in here. But they're already producing fruit too. They're looking great. Yeah, yellow and red bell peppers. So, just to walk around the garden a little bit more. Everything's growing good in the sun. We have cilantro. We have dill. Rosemary. We have basil. Basil's looking great. Bunch of basil here. This is an eggplant. These are the cucumbers. Basil. Basil. Eggplant. Of course, you can see all the onions coming up. A lot of onions. More onions over here. I think we have about 55 onion plants on this bed. Those are red onions. Okay. Another cucumber. And 2 more eggplants. Down on the end here, another cilantro. And more basil. Now, we love using basil. We love using cilantro. It's in a lot of our cooking. All right. So, just a little cruise through the old backyard garden. Now, we have a really small backyard. It's actually appealing when we got the place. This is my elephant ear plant. I planted 1 bulb here last year, and it grew really well. I added a lot more compost this spring, and it holds water better, and it is just busting out new leaves every day. I have an amaryllis on the end over here. Amaryllis, it's a red one. And these are the new beds. Had them weed eated out. Okay, green onions are growing. Green onions here. Okay. Mammoth jalapeno. This is the one from last year. It's been producing fruit almost every day. I've clipped a few off to just kind of promote more branch growth, leaf growth, but it's getting difficult. There's so many coming out on it. Poblano pepper. I topped this one too, and you can tell. It's got a lot of new little growth. These are crushed red pepper plants. Crushed red pepper. Blackberries. Love the flowers on the blackberries. Very pretty. Okay, more green onions. Lots of green onions. Of course, poblano pepper again. Poblanos. Last year's jalapeno plant. It's really growing well. And then I've got these little tiny, these are growing. I don't know how big they get. We're going to find out. Salsa-rific. Some kind of jalapeno. I think it's just a jalapeno plant. Okay, another bed. Bird feeder's going to come down because I don't want tons of weeds growing in the flower bed. Here we have, let's see, Anaheim chili pepper. Okay. This is a mammoth jalapeno from last year. Anaheim chili pepper. Another blackberry. It's doing great. Twice as big as when we got it. Okay. Yeah, that's compost right there. Compost. Whoops. These were yuck. They stink. It's time to bury those up. Okay, so these tomatoes here are looking fabulous. These are all beefsteak tomatoes. They are just really good. These things will just keep growing up. As long as I keep putting, stringing them up, I'm expecting these things to get 6 or 7 feet tall or better. They're all beefsteak tomatoes here. This is an indeterminate variety. Marigolds. Here we've got the banana tree. It's in a small pot right now. Might get planted permanently, but I'm probably going to get a bigger pot for sure. New leaf coming out on top there. Got more marigolds. Beefsteak tomato. I think this thing grew today for sure. I watered everything up this morning. So you see that the back side over here is already in the afternoon. It's 3 o'clock. It's in the shade now. Oh, these are, Roma tomatoes. Okay, these are a determinate variety. You're supposed to let them bush out. I would probably end up having to trim the bottom branches off to get them off the ground here soon, especially if they stay a little wet. This is going to be a new flower bed right here. Here we have some more Roma tomatoes. These are growing okay, but these are in the shade a lot. I think these barely get 6 hours of sun, but we're going to continue to see what they do. And see, I've got some fence pieces still, but I believe these are all going to go out to the road for the garbage. I'll save a couple of the 4x4 posts, cut them down into 4-foot sections, save them for later, should I need them. And all that wood right there is basically scrap wood. I'm going to put it out tonight for the garbage man. And then trellises. Actually, it's cattle panel that I cut into 5-foot sections. Use that as trellis. And that's a tour of the backyard. All right. Pretty much it. Basically, I turned my whole back row into veggies. And here's Minnie. It's little Minnie. Yeah, little Minnie. Say hi, Minnie. Say hello. It's Minnie. What do you say, baby? What are you doing, dear? Look at that cute little puppy. All right, so that's a quick tour of the garden. Everything's looking good. It's going to be a lot more productive this year than it was last year. Mostly because we're doing some things correct this year. I didn't spend too much time really learning anything about growing the tomatoes, and the peppers were a success, but I did everything in a box, and I had 2 flower beds built last year. But this year I spent a lot more time worrying about the soil profile. I composted over the winter, spent quite a bit more time learning about the specific plants and how to best produce. Topping up the peppers is going to make them become more bushy and produce more peppers, and I'm expecting to have a huge yield of peppers. I like to eat peppers, and we'll see what they do. Anyway, Everybody have a great day. Happy Easter. Enjoy the weekend. Bye now.